Hey there everyone, appreciate you clicking on the video. I hope you're having a good one. This is Film Forge, where we cover all sorts of movie topics and news, and today we're going to be discussing Toy Story 5's new teaser trailer, Doctor Strange 3 movie updates, the Zelda leaked footage, Superman Man of Tomorrow, the confusion around the Jimmy Olsen show, and discussing Spider-Man Brand New Day updates, and even discussing Tobey Maguire's potentially return to Avengers Doomsday. And there's some other crazy stuff in there, so let's just jump straight on in. Let's start with Toy Story 5 because we finally got a teaser trailer, and even though it barely shows anything, it still says a lot. And the whole thing opens up with the package being delivered to Bonnie's house, and all the toys are literally shaking. I mean, you can see the fear within them. They're staring at this box like it's the end of the world, and you can see it on their faces. Woody, Buzz, Jessie. Every single one of them looks scared, nervous, and completely unsure about what's about to come out of that package. It's such a clever way to set up tone because Toy Story has always been about what toys mean to kids. And this moment tells you that the toys know something is about to change. Then the box opens, and then that's when we get our first look at the new character, Lilypad. And she's this frog-shaped smart tablet toy. Very bright, very cute, not exactly scary looking. She's very innocent looking. Her screen lights up and you see this little message pop up saying want to play, and the second she says that, you can feel the tension in the room. I mean, the old school toys don't know what to make of her. She's shiny, she's digital, she's everything new, and they're everything that's old. I mean, everything is new in this digital world. And honestly, that's basically the entire teaser. I mean, it works without giving us any plot. It doesn't give us any emotional beats other than the toys are scared and don't know what to expect, essentially. It doesn't show any big scenes. It just sets up the idea and that in this world the toys are changing, and Woody and the gang are gonna have to deal with something that they're completely unfamiliar with. But let me know your thoughts about the teaser, and did you get excited or did you want it to show a little bit more? Now jumping over to the MCU, Doctor Strange 3 is shaping up to be something really interesting behind the scenes. We have posts coming out that Benedict Cumberbatch is helping Marvel to choose a writer and director for this one. That tells you a lot about this film. Marvel is completely aware that Doctor Strange is one of the pillars of whatever the MCU becomes next. So getting a creative team right is huge. The name floating around right now is Sam Mendes, and imagining someone with that dramatic, emotional, grounded style stepping into the world of magic and multiverse storytelling is actually really exciting. And this by no means would slow down the MCU. It would give Strange actually more room to breathe as a character, and more mystery, more emotion, more tension, instead of constant chaos. And I think Doctor Strange really needs something to lose. I don't feel like we have that with his storylines, and I don't like that. I mean, I want him to have struggles. I want him to face a truly imminent threat, not just, I don't know, some one-off villain or someone he knows. I want him to fear his villain. Everything that I have said so far, it fits perfectly because Strange has so much unresolved right now. I mean, Clea was pulling him into the dark dimension to fix an incursion. Strange was messing around with natural order within No Way Home. The multiverse is spiraling out of control. Wong is dealing with the fallout. Strange is bending the rules, which he should not be bending. All of this is still hanging over him, and there's a lot to deal with. So the idea of Doctor Strange 3 going in a more thoughtful, intentional tone, but yet still being big and magical, but more character driven, this is exactly the type of energy that the MCU needs right now, especially with a hero like Doctor Strange. But let me know what you think. Do you think Doctor Strange 3 should go darker or even more dramatic? Or do you want another full-on multiverse insanity ride? I mean, honestly, sky's the limit, but I'm curious as to what y'all think. Okay guys, so now we're going to be moving over to The Legend of Zelda, because leaks and posts around this film are getting crazier every day. And one of the biggest things making waves currently is that Link will be wearing the classic green tunic. And not some redesign, not a mutated, unique outfit, no, the actual iconic look. And this instantly tells you that Nintendo and Sony are trying to stay faithful to the spirit of the franchise. Then there's that leaked footage that people are going crazy talking about currently, about the footage from New Zealand. It's unofficial footage, but The costumes look incredible. They look textured and grounded. They look handcrafted, layered, and worn. They're not glossy and they're not made of plastic, but this alone gives the movie a more authentic fantasy feel, like a lived-in world rather than a studio creation. And that's amazing. But here's the interesting part. Even with all these visual details, we still don't know what kind of story they're going to tell, and honestly, that's exciting. I mean, Zelda's lore is massive, and reincarnations, timelines, destiny, tragic cycles, dark magic, ancient kingdoms. There's so many possible directions for this film to go in. And based on the look and costumes, along with the location, it feels like they're aiming for something more emotional and mythic. Something that blends classic Zelda themes with a full new narrative, built specifically for the big screen, and maybe a retelling of an existing arc, or maybe a mashup of something original while also honoring the franchise. Sort of like how Mario did. Let me know what y'all think down below. Are you excited? What did y'all think of that footage? And would you prefer a brand new cinematic story set in Hyrule? Possibilities are endless. Also, real quick, I just want to say, if you're enjoying the video and you stuck around this far, please take a few seconds just to hit the like button on the video. And if you are not subscribed, what are you doing? I make tons of content like this, and I don't want you missing out on any reviews, breakdowns, or other movie news just like this video. So without ado, let's hop back into the video. But now, let's get into something huge for the DCU, Superman Man of Tomorrow. The posts around this movie are honestly wild because they paint a picture of the film that is way bigger than people are expecting. The big thing that stands out for me is that this isn't a Superman movie. This is also a Lex Luthor movie. James Gunn even said it's just as much about Lex that it is about Clark. That already tells you that this is not going to be a simple hero versus villain setup. No. And then this is where the real bombshell drops. We have Superman and Lex Luthor being forced here to team up for a much bigger threat, more like Brainiac, so to speak, and this is the hinted at villain for this film. And this would be his first ever appearance in a live action movie. That alone is historic, and Brainiac isn't your typical DC villain. No, he's not driven by revenge or not even jealousy. No. He's a collector, a cosmic archivist. He analyzes civilizations the way humans would to insects, for example, and he doesn't hate humanity. He just doesn't value it, and that's what makes him so dangerous. He doesn't see the value in humans. Like, what? That's insane. And this honestly creates a fascinating conflict. Superman wants to protect the world. Lex wants control and power, but yet Brainiac sees both of them as irrelevant obstacles. It sets up for an insane movie if this is all true. Now, I want you to imagine this. Imagine Lex and Superman in a team up that neither one of them want, but both of them need. The dynamic alone could be the emotional backbone of the film. This post mentions that the scripts and final revisions, Brainiac's auditions are happening currently right now. The actors have not read the final version yet, and filming is scheduled to begin in April 26th. That timeline means the movie is in deep movie planning, and the DCU is clearly trying to make Brainiac a major threat, and it's going to be really interesting how they handle the character. So let me know in the comments down below, what type of Brainiac would y'all like to see? Would you like a cold AI version? Would you like a biological alien intelligence? Or something more middle grounded like the animated series? But whichever version they end up choosing, this could define the DCU moving forward. It's a really big choice, and there's a lot of weight in the decision. Alright, now we gotta talk about something that's blowing the internet's mind, and probably the most confusing announcement in the entire DCU lineup. And that's because Jimmy Olsen is being given his own show that everybody's like, what? Like, genuinely? Out of every character the DC has, this is the headline? Jimmy Olsen? Did the DC run out of superheroes? Like, what? Did somebody throw on a dartboard and be like, oh, I guess this is the character we're gonna go with for our new show? Like, honestly, who's in control over there at the DCU who's like, you know what, this is a great idea? Like, what is James Gunn doing? And honestly, he even responded a little bit about this controversy going around over there. This is what he ended up saying. He put out a post saying, even the title going around online wasn't real. James Gunn literally stepped in and was like, oh yeah, that name doesn't exist. I think it was called DC Crime, if I'm not mistaken, which makes this whole situation even funnier. So we're all sitting here wondering like, okay, what are they trying to cook? Like, if that's not the show, what is this revolving around where Jimmy Olsen is our main character? But here's the thing. The more I think about it, the more this kind of makes sense in a very James Gunn way when you take a step back. Jimmy is the perfect chaos magnet. I mean, the guy works at the Daily Planet. He's around Clark, Lois, and Superman. He's a normal looking dude living in the most dangerous, unpredictable city in the entire DCU universe. I mean, well, alongside Gotham, you know, second.
What are you? I'm Batman.
He's the kind of character who would accidentally walk into alien tech or stumble onto a LexCorp experiment or even end up in a ridiculous situation showing up to work. I mean, this show could be funny, weird, down to earth, and honestly give us a completely different angle of Metropolis, which we haven't really gotten to take a good look at. So now I'm torn. On one hand, I feel like this is one of the most random ideas DCU has ever cooked up, but on the other hand, sometimes the weirdest projects are the ones that end up making the most sense and also being the most memorable. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments, please. I'm dying to know. Are you interested in the Jimmy Olsen show at all? Or do you feel like this is a very bad decision and one that's gonna heavily backfire on the DCU? Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate you sticking around this far in the video if you have, and don't go nowhere because I have some really big news coming up right now. We're gonna swing over to Spider-Man Brand New Day because the updates surrounding this movie make it feel like the most grounded and emotionally heavy chapter in Peter Parker's life that we've ever gotten within the MCU. One of the wildest posts that is going around right now is saying that MIT, the school tied to Peter's biggest trauma in No Way Home, is reportedly playing a much darker, morally gray role in this upcoming film. This alone adds a layer of betrayal we've never explored before exactly within these films. Well, I'm saying that, but the dude is literally betrayed by Green Goblin. But you get the point.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I mean, just imagine it. Peter finding out that the very institution he fought so hard for himself and his friends to get into is now somehow wrapped up in some shady experiments, questionable tech, or something that puts people into danger. That is a perfect emotional conflict for this new Spider-Man that we haven't got to see yet, his next phase, so to speak. We also have some really big talk going around in post and all around the industry discussing that Marvel is actually developing their own full MCU versions of Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus. Not variants, not multiversal visitors, the real Osborn, the real Octavius of this universe, or at least adaptations based towards Marvel's MCU versions at least. Because maybe they're gonna give us some original character ideas like Ned being Goblin, or maybe Doc Ock ends up being Peter's friend and develops the tentacles but has a entirely new name. Same thing with Goblin. Now, this doesn't automatically mean that they're gonna be in Brand New Day, but it does absolutely mean that this movie could lay the groundwork and the foundation for them possibly being introduced to us. And I mean, a quick reference, a drop of a name, a scientist working in the shadows, maybe at MIT.
Harry tells me you're quite the science whiz. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
So let me ask you in the comments, are you excited to see a brand new Osborn or even Ock? Or do you just think that Peter should stay fully grounded for this first film? Don't go around introducing any other characters, but focus on the main villains and connections that they are trying to build in this new movie. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Guys, we have reached the big news of the day, and I was so excited when I heard this for myself. And it absolutely is going crazy over the internet. In many posts, people are saying that Tobey Maguire is set to return as Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday. And I genuinely don't think people understand how massive that is. Tobey isn't just nostalgia. He's not just a cameo. And he's not a fan service. He is a foundation of modern superhero era. The blueprint, the icon, he truly set like with the superhero standards in the 2000s.
My back! Oh, my back!
And if Tobey steps up in Doomsday, the entirety of the movie tone changes. Suddenly, this isn't just a next Avengers film. No. This becomes a multi-generational event, just like No Way Home was. A crossover of eras. I mean, the emotional climax of over 20 years of Spider-Man storytelling across 3 different dimensions. I mean, think about it. He started it all, and what's to say he's not going to be there for the finish, the big grand finale? But the real question is, and the one that everybody is debating, how big a role should Tobey actually have? Is he coming for a single powerful moment, possibly at the end of the film? Or is Marvel positioning him in a way to be a major player in this multiversal collapse? Is he stepping in as a mentor to Tom Holland's Peter? Or is he gearing up for one final battle, one final swing, one final chapter? You know what I'm saying? Because Tobey is actually older now, he carries a lot of experience and responsibilities.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Has past tragedies, tons of victories when you consider all things. He's wiser, older, he's a veteran at this point. Spider-Man will be joining the MCU quite literally and possibly one of his darkest hours, and this brings a lot of emotional weight to the franchise. Just imagine this. I mean, what if the sky were to crack open, reality is tearing apart, a portal opens, and slowly and quietly you hear the classic Sam Raimi Spider-Man theme start to play, and Tobey steps through the smoke, and it's worn, he's serious, and he's ready to fight. No jokes, no confusion, just a hero who understands exactly what he's about to face. He's just a legend. And this opens up the door to many possibilities, from being a mentor to just gearing up with the other Spider-Man to possibly fight once again alongside each other. Is this setting up a secret role within, well, Secret Wars? And just what does this mean for the MCU if they use him in Doomsday? Does it mean he'll have a role within Secret Wars, or does it mean he won't be involved? And Marvel knows exactly what they want, so they could be saving him for something bigger, or they know that their time with him is very limited. But let me know what y'all think down below. Do you want him to have a big role, or something small yet very impactful? And just, are you excited for him to be in the film? I know when I heard this, I was through the roof. And I just can't wait to see what the MCU does with Tobey again. I love his involvement so far. Alright everybody, that is the end of our video today. We had some crazy updates. I'm really excited for all the different films and all the different potential stories for us to see on the big screen. I'm really excited. But if you enjoyed the video and want more breakdowns, consider subscribing. If you liked the video and want to show some support, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.